I really like that indie games are coming to things like Wiiware now, and it's relatively the same way as downloading one to your computer. I decided to take advantage of this by taking a look at some of the popular titles on Wiiware. Let's see, we have Fluidity, we got World of Goo. Oh, that's a good one. It's on page 2 here. Jeff Rocket. Wait! Cave Story? The Cave Story by Pixel Studio? That is what I thought to myself when I first saw this game up on Wiiware. And it turns out that yes, this is a complete port of Cave Story. You can use the Wiimote on its side, the classic controller, and the GameCube controller. Isolus apparently helped Pixel port this over to the Wii. And reading the details, this is fully legitimately Cave Story. I got excited, so I got a Wii Points card for Christmas. I went to activate it and... oh, hold on a second, system update. Okay, I activated the points, let's go download Cave Story. Download, Wii System Memory. A few presses later, and 1200 Wii Points. Oh boy. Well, that wasn't that long and painful. The download was successful. Couple more windows. You're back at the Wii menu. Next thing you know, you're playing Cave Story. After probably what is pretty much one of the best disc intros I've ever seen and heard. We're greeted with some nice pixel loading and then the Isolus logo, Cave Story transition. Hey, it's the screen we all know and love. Studio Pixel presents. Then you're greeted with, can we create a new file for Cave Story? Sure, go ahead. Okay, I want to make something clear. I'm not reviewing Cave Story as the game. I'm reviewing this as a port. First off, and this explains a little something, this game has various themes. Right now it's in Christmas mode, so Quote is constantly wearing a Santa suit. Well, for one thing, the menu is certainly different. 3 save files, a couple unlockable modes, and some game options. Now, when I first started up this game, I noticed that the music was quite different. You can switch between the old and new, same with the graphics. You can even test the music by pressing A on the classic controller. You can mix and match, it really doesn't matter. Go ahead and try stuff, see what you like. So finally, let's start playing Cave Story. Right out the bat, major difference, difficulty levels. Easy, you take less damage and there are less obstacles. Original is pretty much the original game. Hard is a much harder version of the game, I'm assuming. I love how it says, I'm too afraid, when you select that mode. It's basically daring you. Without further ado, let's play Cave Story. Someone's transmission. The original game clearly stated at the beginning, from somewhere, a transmission. One of the rather large changes in this game is the dialogue. It pretty much gets the same points across, but they go a little beyond the boundaries of information. Straight down to the point where they change character catchphrases. Well, it's a good thing to know that I am fighting someone who's almost as threatening as the Kool-Aid Man. Yeah, I'm joking. It still feels like the same story, even though it is slightly different dialogue. It gives the game a new coat of paint. Speaking of which, I think I'll talk a bit about the graphics. The weapons, boss fights, and all that are still flashy and as colorful as ever. Lots of details were added to the new sprites. The backgrounds, the tiles, and things like that all look just as polished as the gameplay, which is absolutely no different from the original Cave Story. For a Wii game, I really like the controls, especially on the classic controller. For the Wiimote on its side, it's 2-in-1 pretty much. B and A switch weapons, minus brings up the map. Not sure about the GameCube controller. The classic controller, which is my personal favorite setting for this game, A and B jump, Y and X fire, L and R switch weapons, Minus brings up the map and plus pauses. It's one of the better control schemes. And the analog sticks do absolutely nothing. This is a D-pad only game. Yes, down still enters doors and interacts with objects. You get used to it pretty quickly actually. One of the things that fans dread about this game was its earlier forms music. It was glitched and most of the instruments were not working. They switched over to the PAL format music for the NTSC users, so this musical glitch is pretty much gone, if not gone completely. Though still, new music and old music is entirely opinion and out to debate. Which is better? I actually like the new music, most of it. Well, all of it except for the rendition of Grasstown, not a big fan of it. Other than that, I have not a problem with the rest of the new music. The title theme and Plantation song sounds great, Moon song sounds great, the boss theme sounds great. It's an overly great remake of an overly awesome soundtrack. Now there are a couple of new features which I find pretty cool actually. You unlock them after certain events in the story. For example, after you beat Curly, you unlock Curly's story. Disappointingly, it's the same game, only with Curly. I was expecting a whole new story altogether, but she's mostly there to just say things. There is also Boss Attack and the Run of Hell. Good luck in both, they're pretty tough. Alright, so Cave Story as a port is awesome. I'd love to see Nessalus go around and port many other indie games to the consoles. I am not only going to recommend Cave Story just for the fact to have Cave Story on the Wii, I'm going to recommend it because I really think that the developer, the Pixel, really deserves every dime he makes off this game because he worked 5 years on this, and 7 years later, it still stands out. He released it as freeware on the PC back in 2004. In a choice between this and the PC version, I don't think I could really go wrong with the Wii version. It's virtually the same game on a console, with all the same detail and attention from the PC version. Basically, all you had to look past is Balrog doesn't say huzzah. Oh well.